Concept 3, problem applications. Now we're looking at some of those longer problems, those word problems, and we're still comparing. Okay, we're still comparing different representations, but now we're looking for a little more in-depth comparison. So what we're looking at here, the problem we're trying to figure out is we are going to rent some scuba gear. Okay, we took our vacation. We're in Hawaii. We're going to rent some scuba gear. One shop has this as their sales. Okay, they're saying, okay, it costs $22 per hour to rent this scuba gear, and we need a $30 upfront charge. Okay, it's $30 because you got to get fitted, you got to do all that. So that's how much it's going to charge. If you rent it for just 1 hour, it costs $22 plus 30. It costs $52. If you want to do 2 hours, it's $44 plus 30. Okay, so $74. All right. So that's their rate, how much they charge. Okay, and then we go to another shop, and they have this posted. They say, okay, for 2 hours it costs you $60. For 3 hours it costs you $85. For 4 hours it costs you $110. And what we want to do is we want to say, okay, I'm not sure how long I want to rent scuba gear. I might only want to rent it for 1 hour. I might want to rent it for 5 hours. I got to figure out and compare these to see what is the better deal. Okay, because I don't want to lose any money, right? I want to get the best deal, but I also want to know, if I decide to go for a really long scuba trip, is this going to be a better deal or is this going to be a better deal? Okay, or if I'm just going in the beach next door for 1 hour, is this a better deal or is this? Okay, so we're looking for our slopes and our y-intercepts. All right. Okay, so for this equation, we know our slope is 22 and our y-intercept is 30. Okay, for this equation, they don't tell us what our y-intercept is. We don't have where x equals 0, because nobody's going to come up and say, okay, I want to rent some scuba gear, but I don't want to rent it for any hours. I want to rent it for 0 hours. I just want to pay the base rate. Okay, so they don't have it listed, so we've got to figure that one out. We can figure out our slope pretty easily. Okay, we look at our slope and we say, okay, so going from 2 hours to 3 hours, so an increase of 1 hour, cost me an extra $25. Okay, so my slope is going to be 25 over 1, okay, or 25. All right, so 25 is equal to m. All right, and if I was going to make an equation, because oftentimes that's what helps us, is if we get these both in equation form, or both in a form where we have our slope and our y-intercept, I would have g of x is equal to 25x plus b, plus something I don't know. Okay, that's a g. All right, and we're going to use that to figure out what that b is, what that y-intercept is. So we're going to take one of our points, okay, and I think I'm going to use this one, 2 and 60, okay, and I'm going to plug those in. So for g of x, I put in 60. Oh, man, mouse. And for x, I put in 2. So I've got 25 and 2 plus b. All right, 25 times 2 is 50. So 60 equals 50 plus b. You might be able to see what the answer is already, but I'm going to subtract 50 from both sides to get b by itself. 60 minus 50 is 10, is equal to b. So my two equations are going to be f of x equals 22x plus 30, and g of x equals 25x plus b, which is equal to 10, so plus 10. All right, and the fact that now I know what my y-intercepts are tells me that, okay, this has a lower y-intercept, but a higher slope, which means that at lower values of x, this is going to be a better deal, right? So when I'm only going for 1 hour, this is going to be the best deal. I want to go with this company, okay? And maybe even up to like 4 or 5 hours. But eventually, this is going to be the better deal. If I'm renting some scuba gear for quite a while, the fact that this slope is less means that this is going to be more cost effective once x gets to a larger number, okay? And that's basically what you're doing, is you are comparing the two and comparing their slopes and their intercepts to find out where those lines are and which is the better deal, or predict some values.